I will never forget my first robotics competition. I was in the 6th grade and had to suffer through the stereotypical younger sibling experience of being dragged to all my older brother's extracurriculars. This competition, however, struck me as different from the moment I walked in the door. What had previously been a high school basketball court had been converted into a bizarre playing field of sorts. 2 teams of 3 human-sized robots were playing what appeared to be an overly complicated cross between soccer and volleyball. I wasn't entirely sure what I was seeing, but I was hooked. If you asked most people what it is that makes robotics competition special, they would probably say the amazing technology. I'm not denying it isn't cool to see what is essentially a pile of sheet metal and assorted electronics doing anything from autonomously navigating across a field to lifting and stacking heavy objects to being able to lift its own body weight and hang from a bar suspended 20 feet above the ground. In fact, it was the cool things that robots could do that initially got me interested in robotics. Over the years, however, the thing that I've noticed that makes robotics special is the different people. Diverse people of different backgrounds and skill sets all working together towards a common goal. There's no other type of competition that I can think of that not only benefits from, but requires as diverse of skill sets as robotics. Each year, a completely new challenge is announced, and brand new robots must be built to meet the challenge. A variety of tasks, each with different point values, are announced. Because no one team can possibly complete them all within the time, space, and budget allotted, teams must decide which aspects they want to focus on. Different robots may be better at different tasks. For instance, one type of robot might be better at shooting balls in a hoop, while another might be better at scoring cubes on a shelf. During a competition, teams work together on an alliance. So no one alliance can simply focus on one task and ignore the others. There's often a limit to how many points can be scored from each task. For instance, there might be a limited number of slots for cubes, so once all these slots are full, no more points can be scored from this task. The season begins with a 6-week to 4-month build period. While 6 weeks might sound like a long time, this includes analyzing the game's challenge, deciding which tasks to pursue, dividing tasks among teammates, ordering and procuring parts, assembling the bot, programming code, testing, redesigning, and actually practicing all your robot's respective aspects, because as you may know, in robotics, nothing works on the first try. Once the build period is over, it's off to the first competition, starting with qualifying matches. In these matches, teams are randomly partnered with other teams to form alliances. You may be with one team in one match while against them in another. Based on teams' performances in the qualifying matches, rank is determined for alliance selection. The top teams select other teams to join their alliances, which will stay together for the entirety of tournament matches. In order to decide which teams to pick, many teams do something called scouting. Outside of hardware and software, scouting is one of the aspects of robotics that has taught me the most. Team members sit in the stands and record data on how well teams perform. This data is then later used to help teams decide which teams to pick to join their alliance during alliance selection. Despite its uses, many roboticists may not see the benefits of scouting. They may decide simply to pick based on rank instead. While it is true that a team with a high rank can usually score a lot of points, they may not necessarily be the best team to overall allow your alliance to defeat other strong alliances and reign victorious in the playoffs. This may at first sound somewhat contradictory. Why wouldn't the team that were able to score the most points when working on their own be able to score the most points when working together? Let me tell you a story of a time where this happened. Last year, Team Aperture Science from Elon, North Carolina had one of the best robots in the States. Their robot was the only one that could reliably score 24 cubes during the 150-second game period. Because of the robot's success, Team Aperture decided not to scout and would instead simply pick teams based on rank, not having diverse capabilities. This strategy worked reasonably well at the local level of competition. Because of these competitions' small and talent pools, Aperture Science managed to qualify for the state competition based on captaining the first place alliance. Even during the qualifying matches of the state tournament, Aperture's streak seemed unchecked. They ended the qualifying matches as the #1 ranked seed, meaning they had first choice to pick any other team in the tournament to join their alliance. Instead of looking at the teams and deciding which team's abilities would best complement their own, they decided to stick with the strategy that would work at the local level of competition, simply picking teams based on rank. The problem was, however, that the teams that Aperture picked also had their robots built around scoring cubes, which wasn't particularly helpful considering that Aperture could already score the maximum amount of points on their own. Because of their mistakes, Aperture Science ended up getting knocked out in the semifinals of the tournament matches and ended up not advancing for the world level of competition for the first time in 4 years. If you only work with those who are similar to you, you miss out on the benefits of working with diverse partners. When I went to my first robotics competition, the first thing that grabbed my attention was the amazing technology. What I did not realize, however, was that in order for these machines to reach their maximum potential, it required a variety of individuals of different backgrounds and skill sets, all working together towards a common goal. While not all of life's projects may have strict build seasons or require our creations to fit inside 18 by 18 inch boxes, the same principle is true. If you only work with those who are similar to you, you'll miss out on the potential of working with those who are different.